Have you ever felt an invisible thread binding you to another soul? A connection that defies logic and reason? A pull so profound it echoes through lifetimes? We often speak of love in terms of romance, affection, and shared experiences. But what if there exists a hidden dimension? A clandestine realm where ancient forces shape our relationships in ways we scarcely comprehend? What if the very rituals our ancestors performed in candlelit chambers still whisper through the corridors of our hearts, influencing our desires, our fears, and our destinies in love? Tonight, we delve into the occult side of love, a world veiled in shadow and symbolism, where the archetypes of our collective unconscious dance with the energies of the cosmos. This isn't a journey for the faint of heart. We will confront uncomfortable truths, question deeply held beliefs, and explore the hidden currents that drive our most intimate connections. Are you ready to peer behind the curtain, to glimpse the ancient machinery that orchestrates the symphony of love and loss? Consider the sensation of déjà vu, that eerie feeling of having lived a moment before. Could it be a mere trick of the mind, or a fleeting echo of past lives, past loves, playing out on the stage of your present reality? What if the partners we choose, the patterns we repeat, are not random occurrences but rather carefully woven threads in a tapestry of karmic destiny? What if the soulmate you yearn for is not simply a figment of romantic imagination, but a preordained encounter, written in the stars and etched into the fabric of your being? We often dismiss the power of ritual as superstitious folly, a relic of a bygone era. Yet throughout history, cultures across the globe have employed rituals to invoke love, to mend broken hearts, to ensure fidelity, and to even curse rivals. These practices, steeped in symbolism and fueled by intention, tapped into the hidden energies of the universe, attempting to bend fate to their will. But what happens when these ancient rituals, long forgotten or deliberately suppressed, continue to exert their influence on our modern relationships, shaping our expectations, our behaviors, and our outcomes in ways we cannot consciously perceive? Perhaps you find yourself drawn to a certain type of person, a specific archetype that embodies both irresistible allure and inevitable heartbreak. Could this be a reflection of an unresolved past life connection? A karmic debt that must be repaid through repeated encounters with the same soul in different guises? Or maybe you struggle with recurring patterns of jealousy, insecurity, or abandonment, despite your best efforts to break free. Could these be echoes of ancient vows, curses, or traumas that linger in your ancestral lineage, poisoning your present-day relationships? The occult side of love is not about casting spells or manipulating others. It's about understanding the hidden forces at play within ourselves and within our relationships. It's about recognizing the archetypes that drive our desires, the karmic patterns that shape our destinies, and the ancient rituals that continue to whisper through the chambers of our hearts. Tonight, we embark on a journey of self-discovery, a descent into the shadows of the unconscious, to unearth the hidden truths that can liberate us from the shackles of the past and empower us to create more conscious, fulfilling, and authentic relationships. Are you ready to face the mysteries that lie beneath the surface of love? Building upon the notion of inherited patterns, we now pivot to the influence of collective symbols and archetypes on our romantic inclinations. Consider the enduring allure of fairy tales, stories seemingly simplistic, yet brimming with deeply embedded psychological truths. The damsel in distress, the knight in shining armor, the wicked stepmother. These are not merely characters in children's stories. They are potent symbols that reside within our collective unconscious, shaping our expectations and desires in the realm of love. Are you perhaps unknowingly casting yourself in one of these roles, perpetuating a dynamic that limits your potential for genuine connection? Conversely, let's examine the concept of the anima and animus, as proposed by Carl Jung. The anima, the feminine aspect within a man's unconscious, often projects onto the women he is attracted to. Similarly, the animus, the masculine aspect within a woman's unconscious, influences her attraction to men. A man, for example, might be repeatedly drawn to women who embody his anima, perhaps a nurturing, artistic, or emotionally vulnerable archetype, only to find himself disappointed when the reality of the relationship fails to match his idealized projection. Likewise, a woman might seek out men who embody her animus, perhaps a strong, assertive, or intellectually stimulating archetype, only to discover that these qualities are coupled with a lack of emotional availability. This disconnect between projection and reality can lead to frustration, disillusionment, and a sense of being perpetually unfulfilled in love. Furthermore, contemplate the role of synchronicity. those seemingly coincidental events that carry profound personal meaning in the unfolding of our romantic lives. Have you ever experienced a series of uncanny coincidences that led you to meet someone special, or that seemed to confirm the rightness of a particular relationship? Some believe that these synchronicities are not random occurrences, but rather signs from the universe, guiding us towards our destined partners and paths. However, it's crucial to discern between genuine synchronicity and wishful thinking. Attributing meaning to every chance encounter can blind us to red flags and prevent us from making rational decisions in love. True synchronicity resonates with a deep sense of knowing, a feeling of being aligned with a higher purpose, rather than simply fulfilling a superficial desire. Another crucial layer is recognizing how societal narratives and cultural expectations influence our perceptions of love. From romantic comedies to social media portrayals, we are constantly bombarded with idealized images of relationships that often bear little resemblance to reality. These unrealistic expectations can create immense pressure, leading us to compare our own relationships to these fabricated ideals and to feel inadequate when they inevitably fall short. Moreover, cultural norms can dictate who we are supposed to be attracted to, how we are supposed to behave in relationships, and what constitutes a successful partnership. Breaking free from these societal constraints requires a conscious effort to question our assumptions, to define love on our own terms, and to embrace the unique and imperfect reality of our own relationships. Now consider how this applies when you face societal or familial pressure to conform to traditional relationship models. Reflecting on this journey so far, a compelling picture emerges, less like a neatly assembled puzzle and more like a tapestry woven with threads of shadow and light. We began by acknowledging the unseen forces that tug at our heartstrings, the echoes of ancient practices that resonate within our modern relationships. Now we find ourselves poised at the threshold of understanding, ready to decipher the coded language of the soul. Imagine a river, its surface reflecting the familiar landscape of our conscious lives. Yet beneath the surface lies a hidden current, a powerful undercurrent that shapes the river's course, influencing its flow and determining its ultimate destination. This undercurrent represents the occult side of love, the unconscious patterns, archetypal projections, and karmic echoes that guide our relationships in ways we may not fully grasp. These forces, however subtle, exert a profound influence, coloring our perceptions, shaping our expectations, and ultimately influencing the trajectory of our romantic lives. Like ancient mariners navigating by the stars, we too can learn to read these signs, to interpret the symbols and synchronicities that illuminate our path. The knowledge we have gained thus far serves not to prescribe a rigid formula for love, but rather to awaken a deeper awareness, a more nuanced understanding of the complexities that lie beneath the surface. It offers a lens through which to examine our own patterns, to challenge our assumptions, and to cultivate a more conscious and intentional approach to love. As we pivot towards the final reflection, consider the cumulative effect of these insights. They are not meant to induce fear or fatalism, but rather to empower us to become active participants in our own love stories. By acknowledging the hidden forces at play, we can begin to disentangle ourselves from limiting patterns, to break free from the constraints of societal expectations, and to create relationships that are truly authentic and fulfilling. We have navigated through the labyrinth of the unconscious, explored the influence of archetypes and synchronicities, and confronted the shadows that can distort our perceptions of love. Now we stand ready to emerge into the light, armed with a newfound understanding of the occult side of love and its potential to transform our lives. The stage is set for the final revelation, the ultimate takeaway that will illuminate the path forward. As we draw closer to the conclusion, remember that the journey itself is as important as the destination. The willingness to explore the hidden depths of our own hearts, to confront uncomfortable truths, and to embrace the mysteries of love is a testament to our courage and our commitment to growth. It is this courage, this willingness to delve into the unknown, that ultimately empowers us to create relationships that are not only fulfilling, but also deeply meaningful. Having traversed the shadowed landscapes of hidden influences and ancient echoes, we arrive not at a definitive answer but at a profound realization. Love, in its truest form, is not a passive experience, a matter of fate or preordained destiny, but an active, conscious creation. It is the alchemical transformation of inherited patterns, the deliberate choosing of light over shadow, the courageous act of forging our own path through the labyrinth of the soul. The occult side of love, then, is not a realm of mystical manipulation, but a call to radical self-awareness, a summons to reclaim our agency in the dance of connection. Consider the image of a sculptor gazing upon a raw block of marble. Within that unyielding form lies the potential for breathtaking beauty, yet it remains dormant, unrealized. The sculptor, with deliberate intention and skillful precision, chips away at the excess, revealing the form that was always waiting to be born. Similarly, we are all sculptors of our own relationships, tasked with chiseling away the limiting beliefs, the unconscious projections, and the inherited traumas that obscure the inherent beauty of authentic connection. This requires not blind faith in destiny, but a willingness to confront our own shadows, to embrace our imperfections, and to actively shape our relationships with intention and integrity. This journey into the hidden dimensions of love is not about seeking external validation or manipulating others to fulfill our desires. It is about cultivating an inner landscape of self-love, acceptance, and wholeness. When we are secure in our own being, we are no longer driven by the desperate need to fill a void or to project our unmet needs onto others. Instead, we can approach relationships from a place of abundance, offering our authentic selves without fear of rejection or abandonment. This is the true magic of conscious love, the ability to connect with another soul from a place of genuine authenticity, creating a bond that is both deeply fulfilling and profoundly transformative. As we step back into the light, let us carry with us the wisdom we have gleaned from the shadows. Let us remember that the past does not dictate our future, that we are not bound by the chains of inherited patterns, and that we have the power to create relationships that are rooted in truth, compassion, and mutual respect. The ancient rituals may whisper through the corridors of our hearts, but it is our conscious choices, our deliberate actions, and our unwavering commitment to self-awareness that ultimately determine the course of our love stories. The true practice begins now, with each breath, each interaction, each act of self-love, as we consciously co-create the relationships we yearn for. And remember, within the heart's deepest chamber, a silent song awaits its awakening, a melody of destiny waiting to be sung. The threads of fate may bind, but the spirit's fire shall always unwind.